Hello listener, welcome to the Creepypasta channel. In today's video, the appearance of the grandson. With my mind disturbed by the experience, I feel my heart beating irregularly as I recount the events of that dark night. I, an 18-year-old, shared the house with my father, mother, sister, and her son, her firstborn. My mother nurtured a deep love for her grandson, whose presence brought light to her lonely days, since my sister had decided to live a considerable distance away. The physical absence of my sister was a burden for all of us, especially for my mother, who was consumed by the sadness of missing her. Visits were rare due to the high cost of bus tickets and the lack of a car. Loneliness was a specter that loomed over the house, intensifying over time. In December 2007, a renovation in my room forced me to temporarily occupy my mother's room. On that fateful night, my father was absent and I found myself alone with my mother. Around 3:14 in the morning, a moment that was etched in my mind, I looked at my phone and saw something that made me doubt the sanity of my senses. The silhouette of my nephew, a black smoke, was there, motionless, watching my mother with a disturbing stillness. Motionless and ethereal, that figure was not like my nephew, at least not flesh and bone. My body froze, my breath ceased for a moment, but I couldn't articulate a word. The specter disappeared as quickly as it appeared, leaving me in a state of inexplicable perplexity and terror. Against my will, I ended up falling asleep, immersed in a restless and disturbing sleep. When I recounted the incident to my mother the next morning, she seemed to believe me, mentioning that she had dreamed of my nephew that same night. The call to my sister made everything even more sinister, as she shared that my nephew had spent the previous night with an unexplained fever, and that for moments, it seemed like his heart had stopped. Relief came the next morning when my nephew woke up revitalized and excited, recounting the encounter with my mother as if nothing had happened. But the shadow of that night would haunt my dreams for a long time, making me question the nature of reality and the boundary between the world of the living and the dead. And that's today's story, listener. I thank you for being here, and we'll be back tomorrow if fate allows.